Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our Awakened Path Independent Spiritualist Church service. This is our first online recording, so it might be a little bumpy. I'd also like to inform you that we do not have a medium for the medium portion of the service. Hopefully, we will obtain one very shortly and be able to give messages during that portion of the service. So please be patient with us as we get accustomed to this online church and as we grow and develop. I am Reverend Candace Nadine Breen. I am your host for this recording and future recordings. And we're going to begin our service. I do like to, for those of you who are not listening, audio and not being able to see the slides, I do apologize. These slides will be available on YouTube and you'll be able to look at the service and follow along. And if you would like to visit the website of the church, it is www.awakenedpathonline.com. Again, that's www.awakenedpathonline.com. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to today's service. How nice it is for you all to come and spend this time with me and in spirit. I'm very grateful that you are here. So we have our first song, and if you are able to see this song on the slide, I hope that you do so. Our first song is by Karen Drucker. You know I love Karen Drucker. And the first song we're going to do today is Beauty in You. So I'm going to, in a minute, put up the slide. Bear with me as I do this, share the screen here. Okay. And we'll make it nice and big. And there are words to this. Let me get the words for you. Hang on one second. And we will get the words for you. I do have the words. Okay. We'll play this and... I see the beauty in you. I see the power in you. I see the greatness in you. And so it is. I see the child in you. I see the sweetness in you. I see the softness in you. And so it is. I can see it. It's right there before me. I can feel it deep in my soul. I just know it. You are an angel full of magic and power and pure sweet love. I see the goodness in you. I see the wisdom in you. I see the strength in you, and so it is. I see the joy that's in you. I see your light shining through. I see the love that's in you, and so it is. I can see it. It's right there before me. I can feel it deep in my soul. I just know it, that you are an angel full of magic and power and pure sweet love. I see the grace that's in you. I see the courage in you. And I see the heart that's in you. And so it is. And I see the beauty in you. I see the power in you. I see the greatness in you. And so it is. I see the beauty in you. I see the beauty in you. I see the power in you. I see the power in you. And I see the greatness in you. I see the greatness in you. And I see the goodness in you now. I see the goodness in you. And I see the wisdom in you. I see the wisdom in you. Oh, I see your strength, your strength. I see the strength in you. And I see your joy, joy, joy. I see the joy in you. And I see your light shining light. I shine the light in you. And I feel the love that's in you. I see the love in you. And I see the grace that's in you. I see the grace in you. And I see the courage in you. I see the courage in you. And I see the heart in you. I see the heart in you. So it is. And so it is. And so it is. And so it is.
Okay. Now we're going to begin with the opening prayer. Almighty and all-knowing divine, we pay homage to you as the creator of all things rational and irrational, animate and inanimate, material and immaterial. Divine Parent, we adore you as the giver of life and the final judge of death. At this time, God of light, we wish to solicit communications from our holy ancestors, our guardian angels, and the superior spirits who surround us. Let it be the will of the divine and the sincerity of our hearts that our ancestors and guardian angels respond to our call. As we implore the good spirits to come to our aid, we open ourselves to their communication on all levels of consciousness. And we ask the angels to supply us with messages of divine knowledge and wisdom. We ask that our ancestors, guardian angels, and spirit protectors bring us in perfect alignment with the divine. We ask this in the name of all that is holy, just, and pure in light and love. In the name of the Most High, we pray, blessed be. Our service is divided into 3 parts. We have the healing part, the inspirational talk, and the third part, which is unique to the Spiritualist Church, and that is the mediumship portion of the church. As I said earlier, we do not have a medium for that portion, so I do apologize for that. And this is just our first recording of an entire service, so hopefully we will have one soon. Okay, let us recite together the prayer for the healing prayer, and I'm going to have the words up there for you. I'll put it on share the screen here. Is that okay? And let me just make it big here so we can see it. Hopefully I can get this right. Okay. All right, so here we go. At this time, we usually have healers present to heal people who need healing, and we don't have that also, but I do suggest if you would like a prayer said for you, or healing prayer, and healing energy sent out to you, please go to the church website at www.awakenedpathonline.com. There is a portion there for a form you can fill out to have prayer, and you don't have to put your whole name if you don't want anyone to know, but we do read the names off, and we do send out healing energy to it. So if you'd like to do that, and we will send you out energy and prayer. You don't have to tell us what it's for. We'll just send out the healing energy to you. Okay. Let's recite the prayer for spiritual healing together. Wherever you are, please recite it with us. I ask the great unseen healing force to remove all obstructions from my mind and body, and to restore me to perfect health. I ask this in all sincerity and honesty, and I will do my part. The next slide. Sorry, it's not working here. I ask this great unseen healing force to help both present and absent ones who are in need of help, and to restore them to perfect health. I put my trust in the love and power of God. So blessed be. Thank you for reciting the prayer with me. As we open ourselves to the healing energies of the universe, let's remain aware that sometimes we need physical healing, and at other times we may need mental, emotional, spiritual, or even financial healing. Also, at times, there may be a situation in our lives that may need healing. Let us trust that the universe knows exactly what we need and will always bring us healing in perfect ways and filled with grace. If you need healing or would like a healing prayer, please contact us via the church website, www.awakenedpathonline.com, and we'll send you some healing energy and send you a prayer. Please feel free to lift up the names of your own loved ones during the healing. Divine Spirit, we thank you for the healing we have received today and the healing that is on the way. We know that you're ever aware of our needs and are with us daily. Blessed be. If you would like a healing, please go to the website and fill out a form for prayer, and we will be glad to lift you up, you or a loved one up, in prayer. We are now going to the inspirational portion of our service. And today I am going to read to you my inspirational talk today. We're going to do my inspirational talk, and it's about elder ancestor relationships. We often devalue people once they become old, senile, feeble, and due to sometimes unavoidable circumstances, become a burden to family and friends. What we don't realize is that these elders possess a wealth of knowledge that they can share with us if we just take the time to listen. My maternal grandmother, age 91, and now she's 92, is dying of cancer, a cancer which she has had for 18 months. She lives in Ohio with her son, who is a Vietnam veteran. Before she became unable to care for herself, she was hilariously funny, witty, smart, and told the most fascinating stories. She wanted to share her stories, and I wanted to listen. For 25 years, I'd call her once a week and spend hours listening to her stories about her life, family, experiences, and the people she met. While some other members of the family paid little or no attention to her, I felt I benefited from her wealth of information. She also shared with me her encounters with the spirit world, something she felt she could not share with anyone else. I'd listen, soaking up every word she said, as if I were a sponge. From the day I was born, my grandmother, my maternal grandmother, has been a part of my life. When my parents mistreated me, forgot my birthday, and abandoned me, she showed me love. She witnessed me graduating from high school, college, grad school, and later my getting married and having children of my own. My husband and I took numerous trips to her home so she could hold each of our children as babies. Now that my grandmother is dying, the once distant family is now crowding around her, so much so that I can't even get the chance to speak with her via telephone. She doesn't answer her phone anymore, and I have to get information about her from my half-aunt who lives in Rhode Island, like I do, the same state in which I currently reside. Despite all of this, I hold dear all the good times I have had with my grandmother. I know that after she passes, I'll have an even greater connection with her, and that it will be I who help her cross over. How do I know this? Well, experience with elder spirits has shown me this. I've helped many elders in my life once they pass onto the spirit realm. All those who are now suffocating my grandmother with pretend affection may not experience the joy of an afterlife connection, as they did not take the time to listen and learn when she was alive and well. To quote The Way of the Elders by Adama and Naomi Dumbia, PhD, open quotes, our ancestors are the closest to us of all intermediary spirits. They are our guardian spirits. Our ancestors maintain their role in our families and our lives more significantly than when they were physically present. They are always available to us, offering their guidance and protection. Close quotes. Having a good relationship with our elders while they are alive in their earthly bodies is crucial to having an even better relationship with them when they pass on to the spirit world. An earthly relationship that is one of deceit doesn't help us have a good foundation for a healthy relationship with our elders when they are no longer in their earthly bodies. Our job is not to just appreciate our elders while they are healthy and vibrant, but to appreciate them at every stage of their being. I once had a surrogate mother named Miss Muriel. I called her my adopted mother since she took me under her wing. My biological mother had abandoned me when I was 10 years old, so I arrived at adulthood not knowing what it was like to have a mother's love. Miss Muriel and I had a very close relationship. We'd talk every day about everything. She'd give me motherly advice and would even send me cards sometimes with money in them to commemorate various achievements I had accomplished. Despite us having been very close, she refused to let me visit her, so I was forced to remember her as she was when I first met her during the years following my parents' divorce when she dated my mother's second husband, ex-husband, excuse me. I remember the last time I spoke with her in her earthly body. It was on a Memorial Day. I had called her that morning to talk to her about the cookout I was hosting. She was unusually happy and spoke of not taking her medication anymore, as if she were proud of the fact. That evening, I received a call from one of her daughters saying that she had walked down the stairs from her apartment to her daughter's apartment and collapsed. She had a brain aneurysm and was taken to the hospital. I went to see her, but she was unresponsive. After a day or so, she was taken off machines and her spirit left her earthly body. I mourned the loss of Miss Muriel for months. Finally, I got the nerve to take my first adult trip alone because she had always told me to go travel. I kept a journal in which I wrote all my thoughts to her. I was having a conversation with her via my journal. I asked the universe if there were a way that I could have gone back in time, ignored her wishes, and gone to visit her for tea. I cried all throughout my trip. Finally, during one evening of my trip, I walked past a dine-in theater. I noticed that tickets for the event were sold out, and wishing I had purchased a ticket, I solemnly continued walking until a woman stepped in front of me. It was the earthly body of Miss Muriel, and I kid you not, I knew it was her, but for some reason, it didn't process until after the meeting was over. She was exactly as I remember her, and I could not believe my eyes, but my body showed no response. And my spirit went along with whatever was going on. She nervously looked at me and spoke. She told me that she had 2 tickets for the musical at the theater and asked if I wanted to join her because, quote unquote, her friend couldn't make it. A part of me knew that there was no earthly friend, and another part of me seemed to be suspended between space and time. Oh, it was surreal. I nodded and followed her to the dine-in theater, something I usually did not do when I met strangers. We had a beautiful table up front, and she could not stop looking into my face. I don't remember introducing ourselves, but I do remember how she paid not much attention to the musical. She went to get me a Coke, and I accepted, which was also unusual for me. I didn't drink Coke, and I didn't allow strangers to get me drinks due to past experiences. I asked her if she were going to have anything, and she said that she wasn't. She didn't eat or drink anything. Out of the blue, she said to me, "You're going to get everything you want. You're going to get that man one day." I had no clue. She was referring to my future life that was at least 10 years away from happening. Again, my earthly body responded, not to what was going on, as I should have been in shock at, quote unquote, seeing a ghost. I don't remember what the musical was about. I just remember the few things Miss Muriel said to me. She made a comment about one of the singers in the show. She replied, "She has a great voice." Here I was, getting the chance to finally have the sit-down meeting I had so much wanted with Miss Muriel. My higher self was aware of what was going on, but had turned off communication with the rest of me until it was over. When the play was over, I offered to help Miss Muriel through the crowd. She stood and said, "I am waiting for my friend to come and get me." I asked her again, but she insisted that she was waiting for her friend. When I made my way through the crowd of theater goers, I turned around 3 times to see her standing at the table, staring at me. When I dared one last look, I no longer saw her, but I knew something had happened. Although I benefited from having Miss Muriel in my life, she too benefited from being able to be a mother to me in her elder years. It was the bond of this relationship that caused her to spend time with me before she crossed over. After that moment, I no longer saw her, but visited her grave many times, despite the fact that I knew her spirit had already crossed over. In today's modern world, there are more enlightened and awakened people realizing that the dead aren't totally dead and that we can have relationships with them even after their spirits leave their earthly bodies. I have learned a lot from elders, both in this world and the world of the spirits. It is the substantial relationships that we have in the material world that promote an even greater relationship once our elders leave this earthly material world and enter the spirit world. I thank you for listening to this, to this inspirational talk. And I do know that I neglected to do the meditation portion of the service, and I do apologize. It will be in the next service. I do have a wonderful meditation for you. Right now, we're going to read together the Declaration of Principles. I believe I have a copy up here for you, a nice little PowerPoint, and you can follow along with it. Just give me a minute to share the screen. Share the screen here. Boop. All right. Oops. Okay, share screen. I'm going to do the Declaration of Principles. Let me just make it slideshow format. Okay, here we are. This is the Declaration of Principles. So next slide. We believe in infinite intelligence. We believe that the phenomena of nature, both physical and spiritual, are the expression of infinite intelligence. We affirm that a correct understanding of such expression and living in accordance therewith constitute true religion. We affirm that the existence and personal identity of the individual continue after the change called death. We affirm that the communication with the soul called death is a fact scientifically proven by the phenomena called spiritualism. We believe that the highest morality is contained in the golden rule: do unto others as you would have them do unto you. We affirm the moral responsibility of individuals and that we make our own happiness or unhappiness as we obey or disobey nature's physical and spiritual laws. We affirm that the doorway to reformation is never closed against any soul here or hereafter. We affirm that the precepts of prophecy and healing are divine attributes proven through mediumship. At this time, we usually collect an offering. We are really trying to raise funds so that we can continue serving the public and so that we can continue outreach and building funds so that one day we can afford a building of our own and both have this online portion be a recording of our live spiritualist services. If you would like to donate $1 even, it would be great to help us continue to grow and to serve the community and to do a lot of good in the world. There is a donate button at the top of our website, and that is www.awakenedpathonline.com. Again, that's www.awakenedpathonline.com. Please help us, help you and the community. And I'm going to pray over any future offerings right now. So just please bow your heads and join me in offering. To the gods of old, we bless the ground that you tread in search of our freedom. We bless your presence in our lives and in our hearts. Take this offering and all future offerings to your delight, and be filled with our prayers of thanksgiving. May our lives remain as full as our hearts on this day. Blessed be. At this time, we have an offering song, and it is another song by Karen Drucker. You know, I like Karen Drucker, and it is the Receiving Chant. Let me get the words up here for you, and let me play the music. Okay, play the music here. The words up. Just give me a second. Oh, gracious. Share screen.
I do believe I will receive. I just have to know and then declare it to be so with an open mind and just a little bit of time. If it serves my highest good, then it will be mine. I do believe I will receive. I just have to know and then declare it to be so with an open mind and just a little bit of time. If it serves my highest good, then it will be mine. I do believe I will receive. I will receive. I just have to know. I just have to know and then declare it to be so. With an open mind. Just a little bit of time. Just a little bit of time now. If it serves my highest good, then it will be mine. I do believe I will receive. I will receive. I just have to know, and then declare it to be so with an open mind. Just a little bit of time. If it serves my highest good, then it is mine. I do believe I will receive. I just have to know, and then declare it to be so with an open mind. Just a little bit of time. If it serves my highest good, then it is mine. I do believe I will receive. I just have to know and then declare it to be so with an open mind. Just a little bit of time. If it serves my highest good, then it is mine. Anything I want, it is mine. Anything I want, it is mine. Perfect health, it is mine. Perfect health, it is mine. Joy and peace, it is mine. Joy and peace, it is mine. Love, love, it is mine. Love, it is mine. If it serves my highest good, it is mine. If it serves my highest good, it is mine. If it serves my highest good, it is mine.
Okay, let me just put a stop to that. This is the portion that we are missing, the mediumship portion. Hopefully we will have one soon. So I'm going to give the benediction and then have a closing song. It's usually the closing song would happen right after the mediumship portion of the service. But since we don't have one, we're going to just end with the benediction, and I will close out with Thank you for this day. Another Karen Drucker song. I love Karen Drucker. We'll try to mix it up, but she does some really great work. Now on for the benediction. Just bow your heads with me. We thank all the ancestors, spirit guides, and teachers who came to give guidance and instruction. We implore the good spirits to help us put into practice the teachings that were given and to feel the strength necessary to empower our lives going forward. We thank you, good spirits, for your visit and your messages. We thank you for your love and for your lessons. Lastly, we thank you for your protectiveness. We ask the superior guides and evolved spirits to encourage the unevolved and inferior spirits who may have attended today's meeting to elevate themselves towards the goodness, light, and love of the divine. We now ask you, the spirits, to go with light, that you go with love, and that you go with peace. As we leave this gathering, we ask that our guardians protect us and watch over us for a safe journey home, and that they keep us safe and in good health until we meet again. We ask this in the name of the Most High, and peace and blessings always. So blessed be. Thank you for joining me for the service today. I'm going to leave you with Karen Drucker. Thank you for this day. I don't have any words, but you can enjoy the video. Let me just get it up here for you. Okay, bring it up. Okay, and make it nice and big.
Thank you. I want to say thank you. Thank you. Thank you. 'Cause I'm so grateful. So grateful. Oh, grateful. I'm so grateful. So I want to say thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. Now thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day. this beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day. I wanna say thank you. Thank you. I wanna say thank you. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I wanna say thank you. I wanna say thank you. I'm so grateful. So grateful. I'm so grateful. So grateful. So grateful. So grateful. I'm so grateful. I wanna say thank you. Say thank you. Yes, thank you. Thank you. I wanna say thank you. Say thank you. Thank you. Thank you. 'Cause I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I wanna just say thank you now. Just thank you now. 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 Each and every day I'm gonna say thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.